You just have to keep constantly telling yourself that it's okay to fail. Obviously, I failed 6 times on my life insurance exams, so I'm like, it's okay to fail, but as long as you pick yourself back up, you keep trying, you have the right people in your corner cheering you on, you can go.
Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. We are your host, Michael and Courtney Weaver, and today we have a rock star sales producer with us. When I say rock star, I mean it. This producer, Bella Szczyrbak, has produced $35,000 in written premium and 52 life insurance policies, and we are only through the month of May in 2025. So, Bella, welcome to the Buzz.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be part of it.
Yeah, we are super pumped for today.
When we were in pre-show, we were chatting a little bit about your numbers. So we rattled off some pretty big life insurance numbers. But before we hit record, you said, well, I actually started and my journey into life insurance was pretty interesting. So let's go
start
for
there.
it.
Because you've been doing this for what, 6 months roughly?
Yeah, roughly 6, 7 months. So,
Okay.
um, I always like to start off, I'm only 22. So anybody out there who thinks that they can't do it at a young age, yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is capable. I started with State Farm about 3 years ago. I was with Sammy's office now coming up on 2 years in 3 days. So that's exciting. But when I first started, I was just doing sales, or not sales, service. Just doing the basic behind the scenes work. I was doing like BOD and so on. And then I just was like kind of cruising along. Then my managers was like, yeah, we need to get you licensed in life and health. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So when I started my life and health stuff, I suck at test taking, okay? I failed my life and health exams 6 times. 6 times. So that's where I was 2 years ago. I was like, no way, there's no way I'm selling life. There's no way I'm doing any of this. And then towards the end of last year, we weren't really near our goals or anything. And they were like, well, somebody's got to kind of pick it up. And I was like, well, what the heck? I'll give it a whirl, right? And it just kind of started naturally flowing with me. It kind of, here I am. I'm just now basically selling life insurance. So it's always, it's crazy to think how far I've come now, because when I first started, when somebody says sales, I'm like, oh, heck no. I'm like, I'm not doing sales. I'm not selling anything. I don't want to call people. I don't want to try and get them to buy something, get anything from me. And now here we are a year later, and I'm the leads of the sales in the office for life insurance. So that's where I'm at.
That is absolutely amazing. You just gave so many good things there. So I want
Yeah.
I want to dive in just real fast to what was it that just made you continue to persist through, because those tests they're not easy, right? And they can really weigh on you. Like agents all the time have team members that just can't pass certain tests. Life and health is typically one of those, right? So what made you continue to push through it? Was it that, hey, you had to do this, or is it something that you're like, I'm just going to get this done because this is something I want to do?
I definitely had to do it. But I would think like after so many times of failing, like they would just kind of like give up. But then again, I struggled with my PNC too. So this is not the first time that I've struggled with getting my license. But obviously if I was able to pass the PNC, I can pass life and health. So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so the transition from, you've done this a few times now, and in your story where you were saying like, okay, I went through failing 6 times on my life and health. I started in service and raised my hand to go into sales. And then I was in sales and somebody said, essentially, we need a closer is what they're putting you in October. And they're like, hey, we have to hit our policy count before the end of the year. And you're like, yeah, sure. So why do you keep raising your hand for these positions? Like what is it inside of you, or what are you trying to achieve from this opportunity?
Well, opportunities usually aren't just given to you. Um, you got to work towards them. I feel like if they give you a shot at growing in your career, whether that's going into financial advising or whether that's in just focusing on PNC and rocking out the PNC. Personally, I believe in insurance so much that I'm just like, well, if I'm going to want to learn, I'm like, I better just dive into it now. So I started working with my manager and he's like, holy crap. He's like, you're just so capable of so much more. So I'm like, all right, let's roll.
I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck because you are a Gen Z. You are 22, and you're saying, "Hey, if opportunity doesn't knock, we're gonna build a damn door." Like that is just like my mouth is like, oh my
And when
gosh.
opportunity is given to you, making the most out of it and,
yeah.
and owning it and going through some major hurdles when it was tough, you continue to push through what I call the shit, right? Like sometimes to get to greener pastures, you have to go through a bunch of shit to get there. And so
Absolutely.
that's what's happened. Like you're like, well, I've struggled PNC, but I finally passed it. Struggled life, finally passed it. And now I'm one of the best life insurance sales producers in the country with the company that you're with, which is fantastic. And you're only 22 years old. So I hear this a lot. And I want to dive into this just real fast, Bella, because you said, hey, I'm only 22. So if you're in this position, if you're like me and you think you can't do it, yes, you can. Kind of talk about how you've realized that over the last 6 to 7 months of being in your position, because that is something that like you hear a lot at Weaver Sales Academy, like when we're doing our live training calls, like somebody will put, I'm young and it's hard and I can't relate to somebody, or lots of young agents out there that are 25, 26 years old. So I would love to know how you're navigating being 22 and if that ever gets brought up in conversation or what that looks like.
Yeah, so I guess with being so young, I mean, obviously people they come in and they're like, I'm dealing with a little young buck, and I was like, well, I'm gonna surprise you. Let's get going. I think it's all you just got to be professional when you're doing it, making sure that you do have that good one-on-one connection, whether it's getting to know them more, maybe they don't want to talk, maybe just giving them exactly what they're wanting. Um, I think for me, it's just opening up, being yourself. That's the biggest thing. Because if you have a good personality and if you give yourself a lot of time and patience with how you want to grow, I think you could go in millions of directions. So people may look at you and think like, holy crap, you're young. But usually people at the end of it, they're like, oh my gosh, you're so mature. And I'm like, well, thank you. I'm like, I appreciate it. So I just have confidence in yourself and believe that you can do it and take it day by day.
Yep. Not only mature, but knowledge. Because even though you're 22 years old, right? And I'm sure this comes up in conversations a lot. Look, I was 21 when I got into the business, 26 when we started the first agency. And so I can relate to this, Bella, because a lot of times I would tell myself like, oh man, I'm going to come up on this hurdle. Oh, I'm talking to a 60-year-old, like they're going to think they know more about money than me. But same thing's going to be with life insurance, right? So what you're hitting on is, a lot of times we tell ourselves a story that's not necessarily true. And in the insurance space and financial services space, specifically, you have a license. Like people don't know anything about life insurance. They don't know anything about investments. They don't know anything about their car insurance. And so with you having that knowledge, that's automatic. I don't care how old you are. You could be 18 and straight out of high school working for an agent. You automatically know more than 99.9% of the population. The only person you may not know more than is if you're working with somebody that's been in the insurance industry before. Other than that, like you automatically have a knowledge base that is significantly higher most times than anyone you're sitting across the desk for. So that should give you automatic confidence.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with you.
Okay, so since we're speaking of confidence, and I think life insurance, especially that conversation, requires some confidence. It requires some knowledge. It requires a lot of reps. So you've been doing this since last October, November. If you could rewind and give Bella something in October or November that would make her life easier with life insurance sales, what would you give her?
Oh man, there's so many things that I would tell her. um, I mean, like I said, confidence, it just has to be there. You just have to keep constantly telling yourself that it's okay to fail. obviously I failed 6 times on my life insurance exams. So I'm like, it's okay to fail, but as long as you pick yourself back up, you keep trying, you have the right people in your corner cheering you on, you can go miles. So just really confidence. I mean, I wish somebody would have told me that.
So anything else though? Like what struggle? I'd be curious before we talk about your successes and what's going on right day to day, because obviously you're doing a lot of right things. What have been like one or two of the biggest struggles that you've had to overcome over the last 6 or 7 months in having life insurance conversations, learning something, whatever it may be? Like, I'd love to know what struggles you had and how you overcome those or how you work through those.
One of them is definitely procrastination. I am a huge procrastinator. You can ask my manager, he would tell you the same exact thing. So I'm a huge procrastinator. So I think you just gotta kick yourself in the butt and just get going. Nobody's gonna dial the phone for you. Just pick up the phone. It's all starting up with picking up the phone. Another thing is I was scared just to have the conversation. I was just scared of immediate objection, which these people are wanting to work with you. They're wanting to do business with you. So getting over that fear of just like, listen, they're going to want to sit there and listen to you. Some people really don't want to. That's okay. Just move on. Not every conversation is going to be a win, but just like Michael always says, repetition enhances learning. I used to hate that saying when I first started here because I was dreaming about it. But it's so true. If you just keep doing and keep doing and keep having the conversation, it's going to pick up so much easier for you.
Okay, I love the procrastination and I love the immediate rejection. Yeah, repetition enhances.
I love the repetition enhances learning.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you had to pinpoint, because you're talking about repetition, if you had to pinpoint where you went from, and maybe you still have that fear that you're going to be rejected every time you pick up the phone. Do you still have that fear?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like everybody would at some point.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if you aren't like nervous, like you know how you always say, like if you aren't nervous about it, then you really don't care. Well, if you're nervous about making a call, then it's because you care.
Yeah, the first call of the day, I don't care if it's the first like cold call. I don't care if it's the first like you're calling to close business. It gives you
butterflies.
It gives me butterflies
Yeah.
today. And I just heard I was watching golf this weekend. I don't know if you picked up or if you were watching when I was watching this or not, but they were talking to Scotty. And so Scotty Scheffler, and they asked him like, hey, do you still get like butterflies when you get into the tee box on the first hole when you're in front of and he's like, yeah, of course. Like if I ever lose the butterflies, I probably shouldn't be golfing anymore. And it's like, it's the same thing in this role. Like if you don't get, because look, excited and nervous are the same feeling, right? So if you don't get butterflies, if you don't get that excited/nervous feeling, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not for you, but like that's exciting to me. When I'm ready to make a call, I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Okay, so when did that transition though? Because there's a difference between feeling like amped up and I'm a little like, ooh, and then you get into your groove and there's another like fear is stopping you from picking up the phone. Was there a moment where you were like, was it 10 calls in, 10 weeks in? Like, how many times did you have to go through this to where you were just like, this is part of it and I'm okay with this. I didn't die.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think obviously with me just taking it day by day, I think as long as you just pick up that one phone call, it already sets my tone for the rest of the day. I mean, you just got to get over that hump of just doing that one phone call. And after that, just keep banging them out. Just keep going. Keep the consistency rolling.
Oh, that's so good, Bella.
Momentum. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Okay. So Bella, did you hear when I told the story in Weaver Sales Academy about Michael climbing Bear Mountain for his birthday? Were you on that training when I was talking about how Michael had this great idea to climb Bear Mountain in Sedona on his birthday?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And it was so annoying because it was freezing cold, like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and it's straight up. We had to climb straight up. But one of the things he kept telling me, because I was going through this process of like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. He said, every time you stop, it gets harder. Like, use momentum to keep you going up the hill. And so many times we have to really lean on momentum. Like, I just have to go. I just have to pull the ripcord and just go for however long I can and see what happens. So I'm curious, another question about your day, because you were talking about procrastination. We're talking about, you just got to make that call. Tell me what your day is structured like to make sure that you are hitting the things you need to hit.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I'm still doing service work too there's not a lot of people in our office too. So we got a hailstorm that came through. So we're dealing with that too. So I kind of had to put a little break on the life insurance. I mean, typically during the morning, get all my regular service things done. Obviously, then it's lunchtime. And then after that, I thankfully have basically the whole afternoon to kind of just bang out some calls, go through my list, um, look through my list, see who's going to be on my list and who I can reach out to that day. So
Perfect. So ultimately you're breaking up your day. Morning is spent for servicing, getting everything caught up in the agency. Afternoon is for prospecting and selling.
absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right, can we transition into success?
Yeah, go for it.
So what are you having success with right now with life insurance? Because a lot of people, life insurance is it's a huge need right now. It's a huge push. It doesn't matter what carrier, an agent, producer represents. Like, life insurance is just one of those things right now that's getting pushed because it's predictable, it's profitable, retention rates with customers are higher. So I would be really curious right now, like, what one or two things are you having success with, or have you had success with over the last 6 months? Because, well, even just this year. So 5 months, just to recap, if somebody's just joining or fast forward in the episode and didn't hear the intro to Bella, 52 life policies submitted and 35,000 in premium issued. Like, these numbers are great. I mean, if you do the math on that, that means you're averaging roughly $700 a year per policy, which breaks down to roughly $60 a month. Like, these aren't like $10 and $15 a month policies. That these aren't. So I want to just reiterate that. So again, I'll go back to the question because I'm kind of getting off on other things right now. But what one or two things are you having success with, or have you had success with over the last 5 months this year?
Yeah. So I'm looking at my notes here. Got to make sure I get everything. One thing is to keep in the groove of things. If I ever fall out of it, I immediately hit on some lower premium policies, because you got to celebrate the little wins, get yourself going again. Like, I haven't sold anything in a couple weeks because of obviously the stuff that we've been having going on. So hit up the small ones. Every single win is a win. I don't think that we should obviously overlook that either. But doing those to get the momentum going.
Imagine what writing 30 life policies in 5 days, yes, 30 life in 5 days would do for your career, for your business, for you right now. And we have our 30 Life in 5 Days challenge coming up in just a couple weeks. We want to make sure that you take part of this. This is something that we've been doing now for 4 or 5 years. We've done it numerous times. Every single time, multiple agencies write well over 30 Life in 5 Days. And what I'm most proud of is the premium is always amazing. Not only are they writing 40 Life in 5 Days, but they're writing 40,000 in premium in 5 days. So if you are interested in finding out more around why agents take part in the 30 Life in 5 Days challenge every single September, make sure that you take advantage. Click the link below, check it out, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Momentum going. I would say one thing that works amazing for me is time blocks. I know, Michael, you always preach about time blocks, and he's 100% right. There's no way around it.
I'm what?
I did. Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah. I know.
In front
Sorry,
of
Courtney.
me too. You did that in front of me. No, I know. I actually would also say that you are 100% right on time blocks. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Setting the time blocks. Nobody ever wants to set them, but once you set them, your manager's gonna come up to you and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's 3:00. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Like, I got a time block going on." So setting the time blocks, that's gonna be a huge thing to just making sure that you're setting time aside that's just strictly focusing on one thing and just tackling that. Um, and
So
then
would you say that time blocks, so just to go in this real fast. So for somebody that doesn't know what a time block is a designated time on your calendar, typically either 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, designated to a certain topic at hand. So like for example, Bella, you may do 30 minutes of life insurance prospecting on a homeowner's list. Is that fair?
yes, yep,
Okay. So would you say that time blocking works really well because it makes you commit to your day? So we're talking about integrity here. Does it help you with clarity and knowing exactly what's expected of you during that time frame? Does that help you with that?
yes, yep, absolutely, both of those.
Okay. Anything else that a time block like just helps? Does it help you with like your own integrity, your own accountability, just knowing what the
It
day
helps with
looks
my
like? Like I just be
procrastination
curious.
that we talked about because I don't, then you can't really push off a time block. Everybody knows you're doing it, so you can't really get
Yeah.
caught red-handed not doing it.
Oh, I feel this. It's like my anxiety.
Yeah.
If I procrastinate, I'm like, oh man, yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted
No.
because time blocks work well for like they work differently for everyone. So I just was curious as to what you like most about time blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Those definitely help. I think that's the only reason why I was so successful in the 30 and 5 challenge too. Um, because I had time blocks set and I had a manager harping down my neck on it, like, let's go, get going. We didn't sign up for this for you to dilly dally. I'm like, okay, yeah. So, yeah. And then the last one I would probably say is role play. I used to hate role
Mm.
play. I still hate it to this day. I don't like doing it. I don't think anybody ever likes doing it, but that is the only way that I found that I get more confident in my conversations that I have with my clients.
So talk about role play a little bit. Like, are you doing that on a weekly basis? Do you do it on a daily basis? What does the routine of role play look like?
So typically I try and do it weekly. I should be a little bit better at it because I think obviously consistency is key. Um, but if I'm struggling with one certain situation, I'll go over to my manager and I'm like, hey, I keep failing at this conversation. Can we please role play this? And then sure enough, we role play it a couple times and boom, we're on the phone and we're crushing it. So taking that little extra time to just remind your little brain what you got going on in there, you just got to keep pushing. So
Yep. Why? So with role playing, and look, we can call role playing, we can call it live coaching, we can call it live training. It doesn't matter. What do you like? Again, everyone kind of gets something different out of everything. So what does role playing specifically do for you personally in your role professionally?
I think it just points out my weaknesses in every single conversation, which automatically opens up a gate of, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely said that. I would understand why the customer wouldn't understand or wouldn't be interested because of the way that I said that. Because typically my conversations are all the same with which whatever, whether I'm pitching mortgage protection or term bumps or so on, the conversations are going to be the same every time because one, Michael, I still have obviously your scripts that I use constantly. And the conversation's the same every time. If it works for you, don't change it up. So,
That's good.
Okay, I want to go to a different side of role play because you said I can really hear where I need to improve. So I'm curious, how do you best receive feedback? If somebody were to coach you, what would make you be like, yeah, I hear that. I'm going to go implement that.
I used to not take feedback well at all. I actually used to like absolutely hate it, and then I just like shut down and not want anything to do with it. Obviously, if you want to learn, you have to take feedback, and it's not necessarily of negative feedback towards me. All of my coworkers know me so well now too that they know what type of feedback I'm needing, whether that's like, oh, Bella, you said this, but how about we actually try saying this and see if this works? And that actually is so helpful. But yeah, feedback is not supposed to be negative. It's supposed to only be helpful. So
Yeah.
take it with a grain of salt.
I love your outlook and your mindset. What are your daily habits outside of work that's feeding this mindset?
One, I go to the gym every morning. That sets the tone for the day. So there's always that. Two, I'm a Christian, so there's that side of things. Um, and I mean, you just take it day by day. I don't really have the mindset of, oh my gosh, if I don't do it this, then what's gonna happen? You just take it day by day. That's really all you can do. So, but the gym is key.
Those are three great.
Those are three, yeah, amazing.
I mean, mental, physical, mental, physical, spiritual.
Yep.
Like you're hitting on all three of those.
Yeah.
What list are you currently having the best luck with life insurance? What customer?
I gotta say my little young bucks, so the people around the same age as me. I think it's
Hold
just because
Wait, time out. Wait, Bella, you're 22. You don't need any life insurance. What? I don't need life insurance. I'm too young. What?
oh goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody usually says that.
No.
Yeah, I think it's just because I have something in common with them. I can instantly be like, "Oh, yo, what did you do this weekend? Did you do anything fun?" I can be super, super bubbly, whereas I actually struggle with the older people. Um, and I think it's maybe just that age barrier, but I think it's just in my head too at the same time.
So, why are they? So, What is most in your experience? You're helping a lot of young adults out that are your age. Why are they getting life insurance?
I think one is I'm able to, like Michael, you always say, I'm able to get them to explain their why and preach what their problem is. Like, oh yeah, I am married and I do plan to have kids and I don't have anything in place. And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, me too. I'm like, I 100% get it. I'm like, no one taught me that in high school either. I'm like, let me help you. So,
Let's go. That's good. That's good. I mean, why? Okay, but that's one why, right? So, what other whys are you finding that come in most of the conversations? Because look, Bella, you started laughing. You're laughing. I'm laughing because every single. I mean, Weaver Cells. How many times do we see in the chat box like, well, how about young people? How about single people? How? And it's like
Somebody with no kids.
Yeah,
Somebody
so-
who doesn't want kids.
right here, 22-year-old crushing it. I want to hear Bella. Like, what are you hearing? What's on the
Yeah.
forefront? Like, let's hear it. Tell the people what they want. What's working.
I think it's the locked in rate, obviously. That's the one thing that I always use too. I always have a premium decrease list that I thrive off of. I love the premium decrease list. It opens up the door for a bunch of opportunities, whether that is a PLUP or a PAP or life insurance. Not saying, okay, if they don't want to do life insurance, okay, I get it. But the thing is, if you lock this in now, and if you are planning to have kids in the future, you don't have to do anything else. We can lock this in today. It takes 10 minutes of your time. As Michael would say, assume the sale. What's the legal spelling of your first and last name?
Let's go, man. This is fantastic. Dude, okay. So the other strategy that I like to teach is, are you having any luck with when they say they're not necessarily interested taking the route of, well, if something did happen, who would be responsible?
I have recently been using that one a lot more because I am going through your six-figure life insurance producer program right now too.
Yep.
So I've been trying to incorporate some of those conversations and seeing how to critique my conversation into how I like to say it. So I've been slowly moving that one in, but that one is a good one that I need to kind of nail on. So,
Well, what's been your, so you've used it a few times now. What's the experience been?
I think people are just say, well, I'll worry about it when I get older. I'll worry about it
Yep.
when I have somebody to leave money to. I feel like it's just pretty typical with that age range. So,
Yep. Yeah, it's and if that's a new approach, okay, I was just wondering because you're talking about and we use multiple approaches, but those are the two most common that I think works the best with younger people, myself in my experience. So that's fantastic. Anything else working well for you right now, like calling current customers, homeowners, renters, like anything else working really well for you right now?
I would say definitely people with homeowners with a mortgage. Those seem to be it because they think their work, life insurance is enough. And
Mm-hmm.
I hate to break it to you, but it's not. So, those ones are kind of just a easier flow of conversation for me too.
Yeah. So what are you finding? And you already mentioned this, so I'm really big into digging into the why, right? Like we're not just transactionally selling life insurance. So what are you finding? Either what questions are you finding work the best, or what whys are you finding that come up on a consistent basis when talking to homeowners as to what they can relate to with the life insurance plan or the mortgage payout protector, whatever verbiage you're using?
I always go into the one that you always use where, okay, so if something were to happen to you on your way home from work tonight and your family wasn't able to pay that next mortgage payment, what does that look like for you? Because then it
Mm.
automatically stops them in their track and they're like, oh crap, I didn't even think about it like that. So,
Bella, I'm so freaking proud of you right now.
thank you.
I'm serious. Like that question right there,
Mm-hmm.
it automatically qualifies the lead, but it automatically makes the conversation so much different from that point moving forward. Would you agree or disagree?
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
I get so
It's all
fired
about
up.
this. This is on my computer for a reason. Why, people?
The why.
So,
It is the why.
And so curious, we've talked a lot about customers, success strategies, what's working. What do these conversations do for you?
I think they just give me a sense of comfort of, oh, I was able to take care of that family. Like I go to bed sleeping more peacefully knowing that, oh, you know what, if anything does happen, which obviously I hope nothing ever does happen, but it's just the fact of if anything were to happen that they aren't going to be financially struggling if anything does happen. So,
Bella, this has been such a phenomenal conversation. And I have one more question because we talk a lot about Gen Z because they are the next level of leaders, they are the next level of consumers, they are the next level of everything. They're the ones that are coming up. How are you best motivated? Are you best motivated through money, time off? If I were to say, Bella, I want you to hit, which you're pushing, and I have no doubt that you will hit the Century Club and write 100 life policies this year. If you hit that goal, what would mean the most to you as your leader, how can I say, I see you, I appreciate you, here you go.
I personally, I know this kind of sounds crazy. I love being celebrated. Like my manager knows it. If I just sold one of my biggest policies a couple weeks ago and he made it known and oh, just fills the soul. But being celebrated and like I said, just makes me feel so much better that I was able to do something and make an impact in their life for the future.
I
So,
freaking love that. Okay, noted, Bella, shout her out. Bella is a shout out.
Recognition. Yep. Recognition.
I love it. I love it. You're
yeah.
doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Thank you for again raising your hand, coming on here and being really open about what you're doing, what's working, what's not working, what advice you would give. I love this. Thank you so much for having just a fun conversation, but a conversation that a lot of us needed to hear.
Always
Well, thanks
being
for
willing.
having me.
Yeah, and also thank you. And I know we tell you this a lot, but thank you for volunteering in Weaver Sales Academy and just
Oh.
consistently being willing to role play and practice in front of hundreds of others, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
That
all
was
part of
not
your
fun. That was not fun, but I did it. And I had a
You
lot of
did it.
people congratulating me. So anybody
Yep.
who hates doing it, do it.
Yep.
Do it.
I got to
Absolutely.
give a lot of thanks to my manager though too. He's put so much time and effort into me too that I'm just very grateful to be in that work environment to be able to be as successful as I am. So, yeah.
Big shout out to John.
Get it, John. Yeah, I like it. Fist pumping.
Well, Bella, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on the Buzz. We appreciate you so freaking much. You just dropped a ton of golden nuggets. Bella, if somebody wanted to connect with you, maybe on social media, follow you in your journey, what's the easiest way for them to do that?
Oh gosh, they can reach out to me Facebook, Instagram. I
Cool.
mean, I'm Gen Z, so you'll find me anywhere on social media.
On the Snapchat. She's
On the
Snap.
Snapchat, I will say. Yeah, I'm on Snapchat too. So
I know. I love it. You're keeping us young. Thanks, Bella.
just yeah, just good luck spelling my last name. So
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, there's so many Z's in this last name. I'm like, you got 3 in your whole name. I got 0. I'm like, wow, this is impressive.
It'll be in the podcast notes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just tap the notes. Tap, tap, tap.
shout out to my in-laws for that.
Well, thank you so much. For all of those of you who are tuning in today, I would love to know, like, what did you take away from today? Because I'm like, shit, there's a lot of good stuff talked about today, right? So I don't care how long you've been in the business. You could be in the business for one day. You could be in the business for 60 years, right? Like what you talked about today, Bella, at least it talked to me. So thank you so much, because you were just very honest. You're very genuine. You're very transparent, and that goes a long ways. So
Thank you.
thank you guys for tuning into the Buzz. As always, time and attention are by far our most important assets, and we appreciate you spending time with us today. Other than that, go out and make it great, Bella. Thanks again.
Thank you.